Knights of the Old Republic, Darth Revan cosplay brings the beloved Sith to life.
So apparently SCREENRANT has written an article about me, specifically about my Darth Revan cosplay, and it was written all the way back in 2022, and I only found out about it now. Now, how did this happen? Well, as I was browsing for some reference images on Google to make my remake of Revan, which you can also see here, partially, yeah, I just stumbled across it on Google Images, clicked on the image, and then it just led me to this article. So I figured, why not read it together? And just for this occasion, I brought over JA007 in order to narrate it for you to make it a little bit more interesting. So let's read through it and break it down, shall we?
An amazing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic cosplay transforms a fan into the beloved Sith Lord Darth Revan. The classic sci-fi role-playing game allowed players to explore the expansive universe of Star Wars and encounter a large cast of original characters. A Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake was announced back in September 2021, with the project reportedly targeting a 2023 release.
Yes, the remake that was meant to come out in 2023. I don't know if that was actually the release date. I think it was like a rumored release date. It was nothing official, but it's 2025 now, and the project is seemingly still vaporware because there's no news of it. It did change a few development companies since then. Part of the reason I even decided to make a Darth Revan cosplay at the time in the first place is because I wanted to kind of pay tribute to the character since, you know, Knights of the Old Republic was gaining traction once more, and I wanted to do something based on it, so that's, like, the announcement of the remake was the whole reason why I did this first attempt.
Exposing gamers to a brand new side of the Star Wars universe, Knights of the Old Republic takes place thousands of years before the events of the film series. Players assume the role...
Alright, this is a bit more spoiler territory, so I'm gonna skip this for those who haven't played, but it just basically covers some elements of the game and who the character is.
Paying homage to KOTOR's Mass Sith Lord, Reddit user callsign_links has crafted a faithful cosplay of Darth Revan.
Yes, so at the time, well, my handle everywhere was callsignlinks on Instagram, even on YouTube for a little bit, and then I changed it to hard mode enabled, and the reason why they're referencing callsignlinks, and actually the whole backstory behind callsignlinks is that I used to play Airsoft under that, well, kind of nickname, and then over time I changed it everywhere on my socials in order to reflect my new my new cosplay pseudonym. I don't know. That's also a callback. I still use callsignlinks on Reddit because you can't really change your nickname there, but I might eventually make a new profile with that tag.
Recently worn to multiple fan conventions, the dark regalia perfectly captures and modernizes Revan's original design from the game. The villain's signature mask was made using plastic and cardboard, but the end result is indistinguishable from the real deal.
Yep, plastic and cardboard, and here is the mask that you see here in the image. Now, it does look better on pictures, and that's partially because at the time, it was in a slightly better condition, like the cheekbones were like retracted a bit, it wasn't falling apart here in the front, near the visor area, and yeah, it was in a bit better shape, so it did look slightly better when it was brand new, but still, comparing this to this, night and day difference. This one is obviously better, it's 3D printed, has all the accurate proportions, and this one's even custom made a little bit for me. This one, while it is neat, it does remind me of my humble beginnings. It has nothing on this newer mask.
Revan's distinct belt buckle was reportedly made using a broken CD.
That is correct, so I have stall bought this whole cosplay. I got it from AliExpress because at the time I didn't really have the knowledge on how to craft with EVA foam and everything like that. I didn't have EVA foam, I didn't even know where to order it. Yeah, I just resorted to buying it from AliExpress, but I did do some modifications because the AliExpress costume was lacking some accuracy, and in particular, as this article mentioned, the belt and buckle piece, well, the original costume, it was like this circle piece, it was made of leather, and it was black, which is two inaccuracies there, and that really bugged me. So I found an old CD, I just cut it out from the inside, painted it with silver, and there you go. That's how I handled that circle piece. And then I just got some leather pieces Again, covered them with, I think maybe acrylics. I have a much better, newer version here, which is again completely 3D printed and custom made. And it looks a lot better, a lot more depth to it, a lot more canonical.
And the powerful Force user also wields a Malice custom lightsaber from Ultra Sabers.
Now, it does mention the lightsaber, and while I did have my own lightsaber at that particular convention, it's not actually, like the one in the image is not actually my lightsaber. I borrowed it from someone at the booth, the people who organized the Star Wars booth, which was like mostly Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic themed, which was good, because I was the character and there was actually another Darth Revan there, so that made a fun little moment. Yeah, I borrowed it because his lightsaber was, first of all, it was longer, it was heavier, it looked nicer, and even though the character didn't actually use this lightsaber, because I believe this lightsaber in the image is from Darth Malgus, this one, the light came out of the actual blade instead of the hilt. And what that means is that the lightsaber itself was a lot more brighter, it looked a lot more realistic, which is why I decided to borrow it, and the person was kind enough to give it to me for this little photo shoot. And yeah, it turned out great. The image looks good. Again, kudos to the people who did the booth. It's amazing. It looks fantastic.
Callsign_Links pays tribute to this complex figure with his signature mask and garb faithfully translated into the real world.
Faithful recreation is a stretch. Now, even back then, I was a bit of a perfectionist, and I tried to make it like the best of the bad situation because this Starball cosplay wasn't really that good. I tried my best to improve it, and I did change up the stitching so that the hood stayed better on me, because otherwise these straps, they would hang here instead of here, which was where they should be. Again, I changed the bell, I did my own mask because the AliExpress ones are terrible. So I did do some improvements to it, so it's not completely Starball, but it's nothing compared to what I do now. Again, humble beginnings, awesome to look back at. Now, there isn't really much anymore here, that pretty much sums it up. It's a really short article, but it's still interesting to look back at what people say about it. But yeah, that's about it. I do have multiple videos coming out, and there's a few out of my progress on making Darth Revan. If you want, join in my Discord server. We discuss various cosplays there and how to craft them. Primarily Resident Evil, but not exclusive to. I am trying to branch out into other things aside from that. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.